Let's go. John, the Machine Davis, going up against Isaih Quinones, Power Slap number 9, live from Abu Dhabi. My man, are they sleeping on this match?
Apparently, dude. We don't have a poll up for our fight. We don't really even have a post of our own. If it wasn't for the fact of my wife telling me that Daniel Cormier and John Anik happened to mention mine and Isaiah's fight on the UFC fights the other nights, that's the most I've heard about it, other than the couple of posts we've got. So, what it is it must just be the curse of the middleweight class and getting slept on yet again, even as a co-main event for the biggest card in Power Slap history. But what the fuck ever,
I mean, Slap News is here for you. We keep reporting it. We obviously met up with you there in Las Vegas, get your early take about the match unfolding, following up with this pre-fight interview. And of course, we're going to be there at the weigh-ins. We're going to be there at the event. We'll be there at the post-fight interview for the athletes as well. If the UFC is not taking care of you, Slap News is, my man.
Of course.
Let's talk about this one. Isaih Quinones, obviously, you know a lot about him coming down from light heavyweight into the middleweight division. He's on a bit of a run right now, and now he gets a chance to go up against you. We've talked in the past about there being levels to this. Do you think he has fought anybody of your level, either at light heavy or at middle?
I'd say his biggest challenge would have been Wesley Drain. And I don't know. The Wesley Drain that was up there against him didn't look like the normal West to me. That could just be a biased opinion because I've known him for so long, and I really do know his level of competition, especially having gone against him, but also, him being around as long as I have. So I feel like that was probably his best fight or toughest fight, because all the other ones, no offense to any of those guys, but it's they were a little bit newer to this world compared to Isaiah, because he's been in it since before Power Slap. So, he had a little bit more knowledge of how things go compared to some of the guys that he's gone against, even at the other weights, whether he won or lost.
Absolutely. I know you've been sitting on the sidelines for far too long, chomping at that bit. I mean, it's starting to come now, less than 2 weeks away. How excited is it?
Oh, I just can't wait. I'm tired of waiting. The anticipation's killing me. I'm sure everybody's ready for me to get the fuck out of here and shut up about it, because that's obsessed isn't even the right word to describe how things are going right now. It's over the top.
I know it's going to be a long trip for you. Talk to me the feeling of emotion you're going to have as you're waiting at that gate to board the plane to head overseas.
There's going to be a lot of push-ups probably on that plane, because it's going to be a nice long ride. I'm in all reality, if I could sleep the whole time on the plane, that would be great. The nerves will kind of build, especially once we land. But also, it's a whole new environment, and they're going to be having stuff for us to do, I'm sure. Well, actually, I know for a fact there's some things going on. Hopefully some more media for all of us to get a chance to kind of, tell our stories some more and talk about what we have going on top of the biggest card in Power Slap history.
Mm-hmm. Can you share anything about what they're going to have for you over there? Anything different than we've seen in the past?
All I know is that they said they have stuff planned for us to do over there, since we're there a little bit longer than we're normally in Vegas. And, there's going to be some fun activities. Other than that, I really don't have too many details, but, tell the folks to stay tuned in, because something's popping off.
Awesome. Maybe we'll see John Davis on the back of a camel. Probably never thought you'd hear that.
Wrestling a tiger, maybe having one of those falcons take off my arm with the little hat. I'm down with that.
Yeah. I hear you, man. Let's talk about the focus for this fight. You've been away. I don't want to say there's going to be ring rust, but how do you focus in and hone in to ensure that you're ready to go in round one and it doesn't take you a couple of rounds to get back into it?
Luckily for me, even at what I would consider me taking time off from this, I still was getting the reps in at home, keeping the craft as sharp as possible for whenever they were going to call next, because that's basically all they ever tell me, stay ready for us when we call. So trying the best to never fall off, usually pretty easy, but also as of late, man, the focus level is another level. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming into this a different version of myself, a different version of the middleweight version of myself. So, you know, throughout my journey of Power Slap, the different versions of myself that I've already had in my career, I'm grateful for, and to be able to step up on this grand stage and get to show that I've leveled up yet again, with the time gone, and, you know, having to wait for a worthy opponent.
Absolutely. You know, talk to me about the tactic and kind of the strategy into this one. You know, Isaiah's got a very, you know, strong and tough head. You know, even Russell Rivera admitted that post fight. Do you think he's going to bring something a little bit different that you haven't necessarily seen? I know Wes has a strong chin as well, but Isaiah's kind of coming in with you know, a bit of a different package. I think, you know, smaller athlete in terms of structure. You know, got the big bowling ball head.
Mm-hmm.
Are you anticipating anything different from him?
No, you know, he's just a different puzzle to figure out now. His size resembles Azael, whether people will realize that or not, but height wise, so it's not much of a difference than 2 out of my 3 title fights that I've already had, at least where I need to line up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever challenges he poses are going to be no different than anyone I've gone against with their own little tricks of the trade. So I don't expect anything that too shocking, you know, whether it's, you know, I'm looking to shock the crowd myself. So I'm not too much worried about what he has going on over there, because his side of the table isn't what I'm worried about. I'm worried about my side and what I have going on, and my plans to do what it is what I need to do up there.
Yeah. I mean, talk about your side. You know, I hate to bring it up, but you've had a couple injuries now to the shoulder. Are you worried about that at all coming this match, or you're going to get fully healed?
No, that's again, this is part of the excitement, anticipation that's just, again, chomping at the bit, because this whole storyline of the fact that I've been injured before, yada yada. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? People don't understand that after the stem cells and then the rematch with Azael, like, that was the first step of getting back into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So having worked while I've been gone and gotten stronger and focused, you know, on tweaking training a little bit to make sure that things like that don't happen again, at least to the best of my ability. Because in all reality, we know at the end of the day, you could fucking come up there and shoot my arm and it'd be laying on the ground, and I would just use the other one and tell the doctor that I'm fine for now. So I don't anticipate that happening again, especially with the measures that I've taken to go further and beyond, to make sure that, you know, bulletproof workouts and all sorts of PT stuff from every different direction. I've really focused on that.
Awesome. Is there any opportunity to potentially see a different slap from you that might, you know, preserve that shoulder a little bit or anything at all?
Yeah, there's a couple of different variations of stuff that I've been working on, especially with the time I've had to think and work at home with the setup that I've got. So, you know, luckily for me, I can come out here for hours on end and tweak and move 1 inch at a time here and there to really get the feel of what I think's going to work, and, you know, what I feel I should kind of keep in the back pocket in case of emergency, like I've had to do before.
Yeah. What do you think your keys to victory are? Like what has to unfold right for you to obviously retain that title?
Everything that's happening right now, exactly how I feel in this moment, talking to you about this fight, leading up to it. There's nothing else that needs to happen, because the work's already put in. We're already almost there. So, you know, a nice easy glide of workouts, and, you know, pushing it a little bit here and there, but more so just staying steady where I'm at, and really making sure that everything's stretched and I'm mobile as possible to get up there, get in, get out, and be back on the plane home with my belt yet again.
Yeah, I know you're one of the hardest working guys. We see you there in the hotel leading into the fight. We see you in the gym in the morning, you know, getting ready, running the treadmill, staying loose. One last one for me. One of my favorite questions, as always. Azael was watching, I made that mistake last time we talked to Isaiah. If he's watching this interview, what do you want to say to him?
Hey, Isaiah, you know as well as I do, we've already talked about it. We're going to go up there and put on a show that is going to leave the crowd yet again not understanding why this middleweight division has been slept on. And we're going to prove as to why we should have been the main event for this guard, and while the next main events in the future need to be the middleweight division.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you joining me. Look forward to seeing you there, boots on the ground in Abu Dhabi, representing the USA and the entire middleweight division with the belt that you carry. Travel safe. Best of luck in the last remaining workouts, and we'll see you be your best, my man. Take care.
Thank you very much.